Pam, another episode.
Hello there. I'm excited.
We're
This
back.
this one's going to be cool today.
I'm excited about this one. It's a fun one, and we're gonna show some people or show everybody kind of how to write a story, which I think is now next level. And you don't need to be a story writer anymore, especially for simple concepts. So I'm very excited about this.
And what about Illustrator? Will it help us with Illustrated as well?
Oh, will it ever? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm excited to show you this. We're going to look at Google Storybook, uh,
Okay.
Gemini Storybook, maybe it's called. Um,
So, what about a story? Should we focus on like a kid's story?
let's focus on a kid's
Okay.
story.
And then what about if we pick a little kid who, let's call the kid Joanna. And Joanna wants to go to the moon. Can we do that?
We can tell you what. Let me just create a quick. Let's.
So while you're
Oh,
doing that, um, I'm assuming there's a few different tools that we can use to help us actually create this story. And my understanding is one of the best places to do it is going to be in Google's Gemini. But do we have a step that we take before that? Like, is that
so
where we start?
that's what I like to show. So what I want to do is I want to create kind of the prompt in
Yep.
ChatGPT. I'm
Okay.
going to take the prompt from ChatGPT and we're going to put it in Gemini,
Oh,
and we'll see
excellent.
the result.
And why prompt first in ChatGPT?
Honestly, just because it's my go-to.
Well, that works.
I mean, we all have ones that
Yep.
we, I think, use by default, right?
Yep.
Right. Today, the general one that I use is ChatGPT.
Okay.
Although I will say, if I'm writing like a Word document or Excel, I
Yeah.
will automatically go to Claude because it's now way better at
Yeah.
creating Microsoft documents.
Okay.
Now that that relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft isn't as strong, now they're branching out and trying new
Ah,
LLMs. So
okay.
interesting. So let me
Yeah.
share my screen here.
While you're doing that, I heard something about the release recently of a new version of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and a new version of Claude, and they just keep like one gets better, and then the next one gets better, and then the other one gets better, and they just keep leapfrogging each other
Oh,
in their power, right?
absolutely. Um,
Okay, here we are. You're in ChatGPT, and you're in ChatGPT 5, just the regular 5.
yeah.
Okay,
And honestly, for this, I don't think it really
really matters.
matters.
Yeah.
I'm just putting this in there. I want to write a prompt about a child go to teach them about space. Her name's Joanna, right? So we're going to just put it in that simple.
Okay.
And we're going to allow the LLM to kind of come up with how we should talk about this, right?
Okay.
And it's just going to give us a quick prompt. And we're going to take this and we're going to um, drop it into Storybook here in a second, right? So
Excellent.
we're going to put this here. We're going to take that and just copy it, and then we're going to go to Storybook.
Okay. Now,
Now,
how
this,
did you get to Storybook in
I
Gemini?
think I just Googled Gemini Storybook.
Okay. Fine. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You do have to sign in to your Gemini or your Google account.
Okay. And you've got a
I,
pro account there. That doesn't matter. Everybody can get at
I'm
it.
pretty sure anybody can do this, at
Okay.
least limited
Yeah.
amount, right? And they have some I mean, selected prompts. We could
Yeah.
just kind of drop them in and it does a very nice job.
Hmm.
Or you can write it right here, and I'm just going to paste that
And then
prompt in.
before you press enter, I notice up there they also talk about styles. Like one of them talks about claymation and one of them talks about anime.
Mm.
Will you indicate style in this first draft or no? Just let it
You
happen.
certainly can, and if you do want something like that, I would start there
Yeah.
because it does a lot of work, and
Yeah.
it'll redo it again and use up a bunch of tokens.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm gonna let this one fly as it is
Okay.
to see, kind of let it figure it out.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is depending on kind of what the story's about, and you can tell who it's aimed at, it'll adjust kind of accordingly.
Yeah.
But it's gonna default to kind of the storybook view, not like claymation or
Yeah.
anime or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's give it a try, see what it says. And this, when you when you first look at this, it works too if you have like a whole story already written.
Hmm.
You can kind of drop it in and say, "Hey, help me make this into a storybook."
Right.
Um, but
Like with paging and visuals, etc.
I haven't tried that. I haven't tried it saying, "Hey, here's what I've written. I want this on these pages."
Yeah.
Um, it may do that. I would imagine that if you put it in the prompt itself, it would
Yeah.
probably break it down. But you can see here now, so it's done writing the story. Now it's creating the illustrations, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to do the whole thing, and in the end, you're going to have something that is usable almost instantly. And I think like if I was a teacher and I
Yeah.
wanted to teach something specific,
Hmm.
this would be a great way, especially for younger kids, to
Yeah.
just tell them what the topic is, tell them what you're trying to teach them. You don't even have to give them the examples or anything else, and it's going to come up with the storybook that is they can relate to and learn at the same time.
I think later we need to tell our joint niece about this, as she's a elementary school teacher, and get her to try
Absolutely.
it out with her kids, their students.
So there you go. There's Joanna. She's going
Oh,
to the moon,
look at that.
right? And so you can see,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
it has written the story, it's illustrated it, and this like none of this existed
Yeah.
before, right?
My goodness.
And that's all it takes. And you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. I can go to the prompt now and say, hey, change Joanna to Joe,
Yeah.
and it would swap out the character here.
Yeah.
And it's just what
Amazing.
what blows me away is like the context, like if we actually went through and read
Yeah.
this, but
No, I'm sort of reading as
it
we
shines
go.
because it's reflecting on the site. And then this is exactly about that, right? The context, the picture, or the image, the illustration to the text is amazing. With
It's
those creators, they're talking about the creators, just very cool.
it was interesting because we talked the other day about maybe doing an episode at some point around study mode, and for young kids, this is an example of almost study mode, right?
It-
And
it-
you could if you had young children, you could co-create it with them,
yeah, oh yeah, for
right?
sure. And teach them how to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's a way for them if they say, mom or dad, I want to learn about X, or why does the moon look like that? You go create this story together.
and I don't know if this is going to work over the recording, but let's try this.
Okay.
Can you hear her talking?
No. Darn.
So it will actually read this to you like a
Interesting.
storybook.
Wow.
And so it's like for all ages, right?
Yeah.
So anyways,
Yeah.
that's storybook. I would highly recommend that anybody who has anything they want to teach or just
Yeah.
entertain
Yeah.
kids, whatever.
Yeah.
um, I did take it kind of to the next level as well, and I tried to use it for our business on the story, like
Mm-hmm.
of our ideal customer profile.
Yeah.
And it definitely created a great story. It created great images, but it was a little too um, childish,
I was
if
gonna
you
say,
will.
yeah, sort of
Yeah,
basic. Yeah.
yeah. It
In
wasn't
its
it
tone,
wasn't
and
kind of the
yeah.
professional tone that
Yeah.
you'd want to see for that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I literally came in here and said, Gemini storybook. Googled it, and it's like the
Yeah.
first one here, right? So it's Gemini.google overview storybook.
Yeah. Amazing.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. Okay. So if we think about our onward action angle here, um, my action is going to be I'm going to send a note to our niece and say, hey, have you given this a try? Would be great, because right now she's doing substitute teaching, and this would be a great thing to do when you're
Oh,
just
for sure.
popping into a classroom for the day, right?
It would be, I could even imagine, depending, of course, on the age of the kids, but
Yeah.
um, like having the class participate in creating it,
Yeah.
right? And coming up with the prompt and describing what you want and then see it come to life, I think
Yeah.
would be pretty incredible. And you kill two birds with one stone, right? Like you teach a
Yeah.
bunch of kids that, hey, this is what you can do with AI because they're going to grow up with
Yeah.
knowing nothing else. Um, and also you can teach them the concepts that you're actually trying to teach in the
Yeah.
words of the book. So,
All right. Now, is there a live link to that now, that story that's been created?
well, that's an excellent question.
Because I was going to ask you to text it to myself and her.
Let me, uh, I don't know. I will find out
Okay.
and we can print it. I don't see a
You
way
can share
to
it?
share it yet, but
Okay.
um,
But,
yeah,
based on some of the experiments we've done in the past, by next week, there'll be a
yeah.
way.
No, exactly, right?
So,
Exactly.
okay.
Matter
Well,
of fact,
that's,
it's probably here somewhere. I just
you just haven't found it yet. That's
found it
okay.
yet. Yeah.
All right. Well, this was an amazing example, live demo. We didn't know how it was going to go, and it worked out really cool. So, thank you for sharing that, and looking forward to our next experiment.
Indeed.
All right.
All
Onward.
right. See you next time.
See ya.